When you need a mortgage, don't stress at all. Just tune right in and give these guys.
Good morning, YouTube. Today is Tuesday, January 27th, and mark it on the calendar. We made it through Snowmageddon 2026. Though, hold the phone, doesn't look like it's going to bother us, but there is a nor'easter building potentially this weekend for the East Coast. So laugh at Boston. Ha, you made the Super Bowl. I hope you get another 2 feet of snow. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, guys?
What's happening? I'm glad we made it through. At this point, honestly, I'm just like, bring it on. Let's just stay inside until President's Day and have it all melt and it'll be springtime.
Yeah, I mean, we're back to winters here in Pittsburgh. They thought they were gone. You used to be able to golf in December there for a couple years, and we're back. Anthony's happier than a pig in poop, and he got all the snow that he wanted.
I'll tell you what, it was a lot more snow than I anticipated, but thank God for the snowblower, man, because damn, all that shoveling, man, it's crazy. But yeah, made my rounds, took care of the fam, got their snow all good, and yeah.
Hey, I hope there were some teenagers out there that started their house fund this weekend by going around and shoveling out some driveways, because there's some money to be made in this city right now. That's for sure.
Nobody I didn't see anybody.
You didn't see anybody. I saw some community people out there. I know a couple of like the high school football teams and whatnot were out trying to help the senior people in some of our districts around. So it's good to see they're helping out, and I hope that somehow they got compensated because my back hurts today from shoveling. I know that.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone got their workout for the weekend. But fellas, we got through it. I know Tom wants to not work till President's Day, but I think we have to keep trucking along here. And we got to talk about what's going on with some of these listings. Panda's going to drink a gallon of water behind me. I apologize. It's what happens when you have a lab live on YouTube. But we see a lot of listings sitting right now, longer than the last couple years. Now, is 60 days, 45 days the longest period in the world? No. But when everyone's used to literally 1 day or 1 week, it's a bit of a culture shock. And we're seeing agents get a little excited if it's sitting a little longer, and sellers get a little worked up and want to know what's going on. But frankly, I think it's just the market we're in right now, guys.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a little bit of normalcy and some give and take from both sides. It's not one side just completely winning anymore. We have the buyers actually getting some deals in certain areas and certain homes. So overall, I've been seeing, a pretty fair market. If you want me to be honest, yes, there are great homes out there. There are houses I don't want to move right now from my house, but there are houses out there that I would move into because they are that nice, and other people feel the same way. So you're always going to have a multiple offer situation on specific houses, but like we're saying, overall, we're seeing that trend up to 60 days on market, and a lot of agents that have gotten into this game over the last 6 years don't even really know what that means. So we're here to try to help you navigate through that.
Yep. And Anth, we say it all the time. If you want to be a little bit more unique, you want to work in this market. I know price is a lot to listing agents, and big misconception. Oh, loan officers are only here to help buyers and buyers agents. If you're a listing agent, you should be working with one of us. Get some information on what the cost of buying that house is going to be. That should be a big part of you listing that home. An example, instead of talking about purchase price, Anth, if you know the payment, right? Maybe you're selling that payment. Hey, where do you want your mortgage payment to be around? And then when they say an area that your payment is, boom, you got them. Did you know this house could have a payment around X? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's just spot on. I mean, clients are buying homes because they're affordable based on payment. They're not buying because of the price. So yes, can you drop the price to get some more interest? 10, 15, 20 grand. Yeah. It's going to save about $36 for every 5,000 in price. And if that payment threshold doesn't meet what the client's looking for, they're not going to buy that home. So strategizing with a lender in advance when you're listing that property, getting some detailed information that you can leave at that property from the lender, describing the payments and ways to make that payment affordable is going to be key. I mean, it's going to be a very strong opportunity for the buyer to come in and you show that property, as it is with a payment that works.
I mean, Tom, it's massive. If you're in there talking price, that doesn't equate to anything to a buyer. When you talk monthly payment, right? Okay, maybe the payment's a little bit too high. Then you come back and say, hey, the seller is willing to help you with your payment for the next 2 years. Let's talk to our lender, which means a 2-1 buy down, which means you've already had that set up in the background. You've already talked to us. You know what that looks like. You know what the cost is going to be. So you can sell right there. Okay, we got you. The seller is willing to help you already. So you're already, instead of just selling purchase price, you're talking about real life monthly payment and what it's going to cost them to get into the home. And that's what we're looking at is going to sell them the most.
Yeah. I mean, affordability, we need to get that monthly payment down. They need to be able to afford it monthly. You chopping it down. I mean, I get it that the house hasn't moved at 250, but then you offering 245, it's not a deal. There's no deal by anybody there. I mean, the seller feels like they're $5,000 shorted. The buyer doesn't even notice their monthly payment didn't change by $25 because their homeowner's insurance went up and it was a wash anyway. So, I mean, we're talking numbers that don't matter to the buyer. When you want your house to sell and it's not selling, you got to talk about matters that actually numbers that actually matter. And that is the monthly payment. The monthly payment actually matters. The only time the monthly payment does not actually matter is if you have enough cash to buy it and you don't have a monthly payment. That's the only time the monthly payment does not matter, is when you don't have one at all.
And we don't need to be pre-negotiating. We don't need to have everything lined up when the house is listed, but you can use some verbiage, Anth, in the MLS, or when you're talking to other agents, such as ask how seller assistance can prove affordability. Don't be quoting specific interest rates. Don't be promising a dollar amount of savings that you're not sure on because you haven't talked to a lender, but say things rather like seller open to buyer closing cost assistance, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, those are going to be terms that buyers are going to understand. Hey, this seller's willing to help me, buy this home and make it more affordable. I mean, a seller open to buyer closing cost assistance. There's so many things a buyer can do with that closing cost assistance. Buy down the rate, do a temporary buy down, buy out PMI. I mean, there's so many things on the financing end that need to be provided by a financial company or a mortgage advisor, loan officer. A real estate agent can't do that on their end, but we can. So that's why we always stress team up with your loan officer or your lender you work with and get this material, get this information so that it helps you list and sell this property faster and better.
Yeah. And as you educate your seller on exactly what seller assistance is, which I would do sooner than later because it's becoming very common, also educate them on the different loan types and what that means. Because now if you have a property that you don't see any FHA conditions in your professional opinion, now you can advertise that is a FHA eligible property, easier to entry home ownership, lower cash to close. That's when you work with us, get some marketing out there. You can even advertise that the home qualifies for seller assistance that can help your upfront or monthly payments. Guys, all homes that get a mortgage qualify for seller assistance. It's just how you market it.
Yeah. And I mean, the number one comeback or rebuttal that I hear on that all the time is like, it doesn't change anything in the MLS. And the MLS is not the only place to market a home. You're allowed to market a home a bunch of different places. So you putting those different numbers out there to different people and showing them. And again, social media is not the only place to market as well. I mean, there are people that are not on social media that still like to buy homes. So I mean, you are able to market that these houses have seller's assistance, and it could be a drawing or talking point to a buyer that you would have never had before because you put it out there. They're asking questions. You're allowed to market to anybody. You don't have to just market on the MLS.
And when you advertise with us, because we're a loan officer licensed and allowed to talk about rates, fees, points, and other mortgage related items, now it opens up your whole advertising playbook there that we can help you get the house sold. So we just really want to get that misconception that, oh, we're only here to work for buyer's agents. We feel it's very important, especially in a market that is tightening up, that if you're a listing agent, I mean, pre-offer huddle still, we're happy, to help out. If you have a buyer that you're not confident with on a pre-approval, it's what we're here for, right?
Yeah. I mean, we talk about it all the time. The pre-offer huddle is very important. I mean, the pre-approval letter is only going to give so much. Once you're actually nailing down that offer, include the lender, include the loan officer in that offer experience, because there might be a better way that the buyer can make this home affordable and have a strong offer that you're putting in, instead of just saying, okay, well, we have to do this, or we have to go in over asking price if you're asking for assistance. That might not be the best option for them. Yes, they're raising their monthly payment. There's things that the lender has to be involved in. It makes it tough when the offer gets accepted and that conversation has not been had during a pre-offer huddle. And then now we're putting the pieces together for the client to try to make it work after the fact. It makes it a little harder.
Yeah. And when the buyer and seller has the whole team working for them, that's when they're going to get the best experience. When they got a great title company, when they got a great lender, great realtor, that's when they're like, oh my God, this was great. This was amazing. I will recommend all of you. It's when one of them, and that's why it's so important to have a solid team, doesn't hold up their end of the bargain, it just really upsets the apple cart and you have a problem.
Yeah. And that's why we're all team players. We're all sports guys on here. We get the team aspect and we want to be a part of it.
Yep. So give us a call. We are here. We made it through. The snow will melt in a few months, I guess, but
not soon.
You know what? Now's a great time to make sure that house if it can stand up in these conditions, you're going to have, easy peasy time from here on out.
Yeah. A wolf won't be able to blow it over if it's up still standing next week. So you're good.
That's true. That's true. So stay warm. Give us a call and we will see you guys at the end of the week.
Later, boys.
Later.
Tom, Ryan, and